Bapak Soleman Yusuf. And of course, we from the Voice of Indonesia is very happy and would like to thank everybody and also welcome especially the distinguished guests. The Consul General of Malaysia in Medan, His Excellency Shahril Nizam Abdul Malek. Honorary Consul of the Netherlands in Medan, Oni Hindra Kusuma. The Honorary Consul of Timor-Leste in Medan, Irawan Malekwi. Honorary Consul of Germany in Medan, Daniel Adiaksa Darmadi. The Acting Regent of Batubara, Nizam. The Chair of Research Institute of the Sumatera Utara University, Dr. Robert Sibarani. Member of Supervisory Board of the Radio Republic of Indonesia, M. Rohanuddin. The Head of Tourism and Culture Agency of North Sumatra, Zumri Sultani. The Head of RRI Medan, Azhari. Project Manager of Toba Tenun, Trisnayanti Pardede. And of course, we would like to welcome everybody coming from universities across North Sumatra. First, from Sumatera Utara University. Muhammadiyah University of North Sumatra. State Islamic University of North Sumatra. HKBP Nomensen University. Potensi Utama University. And also our friends from Generasi Pesona Indonesia of North Sumatra. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome. We are so proud to bring you the 47th Diplomatic Forum presented by Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world. Today's Diplomatic Forum will be live broadcast on our YouTube channel, VOI Official, our website, voinews.id, and our very special application, RRI Digital, available for Android and also iOS users. By the way, this time, the Diplomatic Forum will not be hosted by me, but instead by my colleague, Daulat Pane, and it will be talking about cultural diplomacy binds nations. And before we begin today's Diplomatic Forum, let's listen to the speech of the President Director of Radio Republik Indonesia, I. Hendrasmo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, Voice of Indonesia is part of Radio Republik Indonesia. It stands autonomously and focuses on broadcasting for overseas in 9 different languages. Apart from being a medium of information, Voice of Indonesia also takes on a role as a medium for empowerment and advocacy, a medium for raising awareness and a sense of belonging to Indonesian culture, and serving as a second track for diplomacy through its colorful program, including Diplomatic Forum. Diplomatic Forum is flagship from Voice of Indonesia, which present current international issues discussed with competent speakers, resource person in English. The 47th Diplomatic Forum brings the theme, Cultural Diplomacy Binds Nations. Cultural diplomacy is a form of diplomacy that uses cultural element to promote good relations between countries, build mutual understanding, and increase trust between various societies. Cultural issues have become a global focus in the context of diplomacy, attracting the attention of countries that seek to manage international relations in accordance with the policies and attitudes of other countries in order to achieve national interests more effectively. The influence of cultural phenomena does not only rely on material dimension, but also include normative and ideological aspect of a country. In other words, the success of country's diplomatic process becomes stronger depending on the culture possessed by its people, because that culture has a crucial role in shaping the mindset of other countries. I hope this forum will take its contribution to that point. I truly appreciate and would like to thank all the participants, especially all the speakers, for the sincerity and time to attend this forum. May this 47th Diplomatic Forum, organized by Voice of Indonesia, produce ideas that make us nation all over the world bind stronger. Thank you.
The best is what we serve every day. Racing against time to be the first. Gathering the latest update from trusted resources. Bringing you various events in 9 languages.
Pengalaman Indonesia sebagai tuan rumah konferensi tingkat tinggi KTT G20 menjadi modal yang sangat berharga.
Voice of Indonesia in Jakarta with the commentary from Voice of Indonesia in Jakarta.
リスナーの皆さん、インドネシア風です。これでインドネシア風を終わります。
Liebe Zuhörer, gelesen von Sri Unen.
Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Merci de votre fidélité. À demain.
Beste luisteraars, zijn we weer terug in het programma Diversen in het ASEAN.
Oyentes, vamos a hablar idioma Indonesia.
从印度尼西亚面向世界，现在报道面向世界。
Mustamina kiramna takibikum haza wassalam.
For you, our faithful listener. Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
A big round of applause for everybody in the diplomatic forum. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have been listening, that today we will be talking about culture. But we are not only going to talk about it, we are going to present you one of the best classic cultural produce from Indonesia. And it is going to be presented by a special group, Pung Deli Group, with a song titled Sri Mercy.
Sri Mercy, aduhai, lagulah Melayu dinyanyikan oleh orang dahulu. Hai Sri Mercy, Sri Mercy Melayu, lagulah Melayu dikarang oleh pujangga dulu. Aduhai sayang, sungguhlah senang tua, sungguhlah senang, tiadalah jemu. Selamat datang para tetamu. Aduhai sayang, kami menyambutlah Tuhan. Kami menyambut, hai tiadalah jemu. Seri Kuanto, aduhai Dewi Sahperi, tanam cempedak tumbuh, tidaklah tumbuh. Hai Seri Kuanto, Seri Kuanto peri, Dewi Sahperi, tanam cempedak tumbuh, tidaklah tumbuh. Tempat bergantung tiadalah lagi. Aduhai sayang, tempat berpijak, tempat berpijak runtuh, sudahlah runtuh. Tempat bergantung lagi, tiada lagi. Aduhai sayang, tempat berpijak, tempat berpijak runtuh, sudahlah runtuh.
A big round of applause for Pak Pung, Deli. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that everybody here will be able to freely join in the dialogue with everybody here. So you can just raise your hands and present your questions directly to our speakers later. And now, without further ado, I will call the host of today's Diplomatic Forum, Daulat Pani.
Voice of Indonesia presents Diplomatic Forum, a talk show analyzing strategic issues and global perspectives.
Okay, thank you Steve. Halo Medan, apa kabar? Hello Medan, how are you? Thank you. Okay, Horas. Okay, good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, also our listeners and viewers around the world. As Steve already mentioned, and our President Director already mentioned, that this program can be listened, can be watched around the world. In Germany, Pak Daniels. In the Netherlands, Pak Oni. In Malaysia, Pak Nizam. In Timor-Leste, also. of course, in Medan. But my question is, have you already downloaded our digital media, RRI Digital? Who already downloaded? Wih, Pak Daniel. Wow. Can you show me, Pak Daniel? Only Pak Daniel already download this RRI Digital? Oh my gosh. What about the others? Hello, my friends out there. Please tell them to download our RRI Digital. Already? Wih, Pak Daniel. Good. Thank you, Pak Daniel. Yes. As already mentioned, that this diplomatic forum is live broadcast, so you can watch this forum directly on your YouTube at Voice of Indonesia and also Facebook, The Voice of Indonesia. This also can be accessed through our streaming, www. So if you're already downloading our RRI Digital, so you can watch this in your handphone, in your mobile phone, here, directly here in this room. Yeah, www.voinews.id, and you can also join this program by sending your comments or questions via our Facebook fan page for our listeners in around the world. Tell me if there is listeners already send their question, okay? Friends out there. And The Voice of Indonesia, that's our Facebook. And to discuss this, I would like to call to the stage our distinguished speakers for today. First, let me invite Bapak Shahril Nizam Abdul Malek, Consul General of Malaysia in Medan. Selamat datang, welcome Pak. Here. Next, I would like to invite to come to the stage Bapak Oni Hindra Kusuma, Honorary Consul of the Netherlands in Medan. Welcome, Pak. Horas, please down. And Dr. Sibarani, Robert Sibarani, Chair of the Research Institute of Sumatera Utara University. Welcome, Pak Sibarani, Horas. Yeah, please sit down. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, as we know that diplomacy for international relations, especially between countries, not only use hard power, like military, but also soft power, like culture. It is said that culture is used as an instrument of diplomacy because culture has positive qualities, including being able to bring closer to one another, also strengthen relations between nations. So the question is it true? Again, is it true that culture brings closer and even strengthens relations between nations? To bring nations closer, and what are efforts of government and non-government. So it is not only the responsibility of the government to create peace. In carrying out cultural diplomacy, so this will be discussed with our distinguished speakers today here on the stage. But before that, let's listen to the speech of the Director General for Cultural Affairs at the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Bapak Hilmar Farid. And here is the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed delegates and distinguished guests, it is with great honor to address this meeting today on behalf of the Minister of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Nadiem Anwar Makarim, at this esteemed diplomatic forum in Medan. Our gathering is a testament to our collective search for meaningful connections and solutions in a fragmented world. Indonesia stands as a testament to the incredible wealth what cultural and biological diversity brings to our planet. Our archipelago, stretching over 5,000 kilometers from west to east, encompasses more than 17,000 islands, each with its own unique ecosystem and cultural expression. This diversity is not merely a point of pride, it is a living library of knowledge and practices that have sustained our people and environment for millennia. However, this wealth is not without its challenges. In the face of globalization, climate change, and the relentless pursuit of economic growth, our traditional ways of life and the natural habitats that support them are under threat. The urgency of these challenges requires us to look beyond the surface of cultural exchange as mere celebration of diversity. It compels us to engage in a deeper dialogue about the role of local wisdom in addressing global crises. Indonesia's approach to cultural diplomacy, therefore, is not just about showcasing our ASEAN tradition. It is about proposing a fundamentally different way of engaging with the world and its resources, one that prioritizes sustainability, equity, and health. Consider, for instance, our traditional food system, which are as diverse as the islands themselves. These systems, rooted in centuries of local knowledge, offer not just nutritional benefits but also lessons in sustainability. They rely on crop diversity, intercropping, and natural pest management practices that minimize environmental impact and enhance resilience to climate change. In an era where the global food system is increasingly vulnerable to climate shocks and where monoculture farming depletes the Earth's resources, Indonesia's traditional food systems present an argument for diversity and sustainability. Similarly, our holistic health practices, which utilize the rich biodiversity of our forests and seas, offer an alternative to the pharmaceutical-centric approach of modern medicine. These practices, based on a deep understanding of natural remedies and preventive care, emphasize harmony between the body and nature. They not only provide accessible health solutions to our communities, but also inspire a global movement towards more sustainable and holistic healthcare systems. Yet, the path forward is not without its obstacles. The global community faces entrenched interests and systems that resist change. The dominance of a global economic model that prioritizes short-term gains over long-term sustainability poses a significant challenge to the adoption of alternative practices, even when they offer solutions to our most pressing problems. This is where the true power of cultural diplomacy lies. It is not merely in the exchange of cultural goods, but in the sharing of ideas, practices, and philosophies that challenge the status quo. Indonesia, with its rich cultural and natural heritage, is uniquely positioned to lead this conversation. We offer perspective that values diversity, harmony, and sustainability, drawing on centuries of living in balance with the world's most diverse ecosystems. Our message to the world is clear. The challenges of modern life, from climate change to health crisis, cannot be solved by technology and economic growth alone. They require a fundamental re-evaluation of how we live, work, and interact with our environment. Indonesia's cultural and biological diversity, rather than being a mere backdrop for tourism or a repository of raw materials, is a source of solutions and inspiration for sustainable living. In conclusion, as we engage in cultural diplomacy, let us move beyond platitudes and engage in substantive dialogue about the role of cultural diversity in solving global challenges. Let us forge partnerships that are not just about mutual benefit, but about mutual transformation. Indonesia is ready to lead this conversation, to share our knowledge and to learn from others as we build a global community that values the diversity of life in all its forms. I thank you very much for your attention.
You're still on Diplomatic Forum, brought to you by Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
Yes, it is clear from the speech of Bapak Hilmar for it that Indonesia is a very diverse country with culture, and culture also a means of solving global challenges. Above that, culture also can be a means, a tool to unite, to bind people. So, that Asia. Yeah, I'd like to know from Pak Shahril. So, talking about this cultural diversity, what is it like in Malaysia? In Indonesia, it's already clear.
Thank you, Pak Daulat thank you very much for the question just now. I must make a confession before I start answering this session. I'm new in Medan. This is barely 30 days since my arrival, but it's been a very interesting journey for the past 30 days, being a very buzzing city in Medan. So thank you once again to Pak Yusof and also Pak Daulat for giving me this opportunity to share what it's like to live in Malaysia. You mentioned just now a question about what is it like to live in Malaysia. It is a very simple question. At the same time, it is very challenging for me to answer this. It is simple because I can share with you many things about Malaysia. Many things about cultural diversity in Malaysia. But it is challenging because regardless how much depth I can tell you about cultural diversity in Malaysia, it will not be the same like when you experience it yourself. So on that note, perhaps we should just go to Malaysia. It's just 40 minutes away. But let me try my best here. Many has described Malaysia as a melting pot of culture. Malaysia, to put into perspective, is just about 70% of the size of Pulau Sumatera, and we have a population of about 35 million. We are a multinational, multiracial country with many ethnic groups. Predominantly, there are Malays, Chinese, Indians, and there are also many indigenous Bumiputra groups in the island of Borneo, Kadazan, Bidayo, Iban, Dayak, and Melanau. We are about 63% Chinese, 63% Malays, Chinese 22%, Indians 7%, Bumiputra about 1%, and there are non-Malaysian residents about 9%. And there are 4 main religions in Malaysia: Islam as the official religion, and other religions like Buddhism, Hindu, Christianity can be freely practiced in Malaysia. Given our historical background, we have about 134 living languages in Malaysia. There are Bahasa Malaysia, English, Chinese, Cantonese, Mandarin, Hokkien, Hakka, Hainan, Fuchao, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Punjabi, and Thai. So perhaps to answer in short your question about what's like about cultural diversity in Malaysia, let me share with you 2 very interesting points. It may be a joke to some, but there is only in Malaysia that you can combine 4 languages and it will make perfect sense. The sentence is like, "Wei macha, you want to makan here or tapau?" Who can understand that?
What's that?
Anybody can answer that?
Anybody?
Wei macha, do you want to makan here or tapau? So it's a mix of bahasa Chinese, English, Malay, and also Indian. Wei macha is a salutation to call for an Indian chap. And also you want to makan here. You want to makan here. Or tapau. Tapau is Chinese then. And it makes perfect sense. So that's one fact. You can make one sentence that can combine all the main 4 languages in Malaysia. The second cultural diversity, which I believe I can share it with you, is that Malaysia is perhaps one of the countries that has the most public holiday in the world.
Really?
Why? Because we have so many multiracial community and ethnic. So we have to celebrate all the cultural diversity. So I think we have more than 50 public holidays per year. So just to show the cultural diversity in Malaysia. I hope that answers your question.
Yes. 50 different holidays, cultural, okay. Ethnics. Wow. In Indonesia, we have Nyepi, Islamic holidays, Christians holidays, Buddhist, Hindus holidays. I mean, less than 50, I think. Less than 50. Yes, Pak Oni, we already listened that Malaysia is also, like Indonesia, is a very diverse country. And there is one sentence that I cannot remember well to represent those different, our diverse cultures. So what about in the Netherlands?
Okay, Pak Pane, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thanks for these chances to sharing about culture. But I'm a little bit different with Pak Shahril because I was born in Medan.
Oh,
it's a little bit bad difference. So I'm lucky I was born in Medan. So for diversity, I should be very lucky was born in Medan. Medan is so diversified, so many culture, so many ethnic. I think Medan is a small Indonesia. So if I look back to Netherlands, Netherlands is almost the same. In Netherlands, you can speak not the Dutch only. Like me, I cannot speak Dutch very well, but I can speak English. They can speak English. Same in Malaysia. So in Dutch, they are so diversity. I think Dutch people is not even 30% totally original Dutch. They are all immigrants. So all over the Europe, all over the, from Indonesia also is a lot of people down there. So diversity is very, very important, I can say. So I think with the diversity, we are more tolerant to each other, understand each other. So it bounds between us. So it's the same. Why? In Europe, you can see, if you say EU, that is 27 country. We call it Schengen, right? In 27 country, you can find not only 27 culture. Inside the country, they have so many cultures, same with Indonesia. So only with culture, I can say, understanding that we can bond together. So I think that's Pak Pane from me.
Okay, so European Union, so it means that's one union. Yeah. Okay, it represent 27 countries. Okay, Pak Oni. Pak Sibarani.
Yes.
Can I call you Pak Sibarani only?
Yes.
Okay, Pak Sibarani.
Pak Sibarani or Pak Robert?
Oh, yeah, Pak Robert, okay. Which one do you prefer, Pak Robert, Pak Sibarani?
Up to you.
Pak Sibarani, Pak Robert.
Pak Robert, as a matter of fact, Sibarani has died long time ago.
I'm
Robert.
Daulat Pane, but I prefer to be called Pane, not Daulat.
Oh, Robert.
Because Daulat is very excessive, you know, eh? Daulat. My name is Daulat Pane. It's very strong name. Yeah, you can use this here in Indonesia, in Arabic, in India, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, some part of the words. Okay, Pak Robert. It is already clear that Pak Oni, Pak Shahril already mentioned about their culture. So here, what are the state's efforts to advance Indonesian national culture amidst world civilization, like already mentioned by Pak Farid in his speech? Pak Robert.
Your question is very academic.
Very academic.
Maybe because I'm from University of Sumatera Utara.
Yes.
And my dean is over there.
Okay, hello team.
Professor, yeah. Of course, there are several ways in which the Indonesian government, even also the Indonesian society has worked for that goal. First of all is preservation of traditional arts and culture. And of course, as Farid said just now, that the universities and also the department have initiatives to support and safeguard the traditional cultures. And then the second is culture education. As you know that I think in every regency, even though maybe in this city, that there is a local curriculum for just say culture. So they just say study just say culture, I just say at school. The third one is cultural festivals and events. I think what we just say watch just now from Malay, it is a kind of just say event, as a matter of fact, in a small just say scale. And then cultural diplomacy. I think it is to say what we are going to say to talk about here. And I think Indonesia activity or just participates in cultural exchange programs and initiatives internationally to promote its culture and strengthen ties with other just say nations. So this is for cultural diplomacy. And then the promotions of traditional clothes, as I say, put on now, for example.
What is that, Pak Robert? Can you explain about ulos? Okay, that's ulos.
Yeah. I think ulos is not only used in cultural performance anymore, but it has been just say modified and also just say used in fashion, like that. And then just say cultural infrastructure development, such as investments in cultural infrastructure such as museums, cultural centers, and other just say place of reservations. And then the last one is, I think, as you just say, asked just now, who among you has just say downloaded the web, something like that? And I think it is the digital platform and media. So this is the what governments has done for just say preservations of culture amidst the global or globalizations, like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Robert Sibarani. Before I go to Pak Shahril and also Pak Oni, there's another question talking about ulos, Pak. So, what is the meaning from the Batak culture perspective if, say, someone give one piece of ulos to someone, another one, who is not member of his or her family? Is that any meaning of that, Pak Robert?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, ulos is the symbol of, just say, praying. So, if we are going to give ulos to someone, it means that we pray that he will be, just say, warm. It means that he will be, just say, prosperous and safe, something like that. So everyone who just say gets the ulos, it means that there is a request of prayer when just say they receive the ulos.
Okay, so Robert gives me ulos, so it's like something Pak Robert wants me.
So do you want to do you mean that you are going to ask me ulos?
Okay, we'll discuss it later out of this forum.
Don't worry, there is a batikta shop here.
Okay, yes, Pak Shahril, you already mentioned how rich is Malaysia with its cultural diversity. So my next question is, how the government maintain this cultural richness as part of diplomacy, or what we call cultural diplomacy?
Thank you, Pak. But before that, I want to perhaps rejoin what was said by Pak Robert just now. I have myself received several ulos since my arrival here.
Only after 30 days?
Only since day one, I have received
Day
ulos.
1, 30 days now,
So,
you have how many ulos, Pak Shahril?
I have to tell you after this, Pak.
I just have one ulos along my life.
I have more than one, but I have more than one.
Okay.
And when I received the ulos and I went back, I Google it. What's the meaning of ulos? It's a highly philosophical gifts, which is very beautiful. I'm very thankful to receive ulos from those who I have met here. Just like you say, Pak, it is indeed a prayer for someone to be successful in their endeavor. So going back to your question just now, Pak, you asked about how does the Malaysian government manage this diversity. Again, it is also a very difficult question that you throw into me, because culture is a living thing. And how do you manage living things? It has a life of its own. It's very difficult. Which is why in Malaysia, the role of the government is handled in two approaches. One is the whole of government. The other one is the whole of society. So it needs a collaboration between the government and also everyone in Malaysia. Then only we can manage this cultural diversity. So when you talk about how the government manage, of course we have the framework, the legal framework, how we do manage this cultural diversity. We have our own constitution, which outlines which outlines the core of how Malaysia is. We also have several other legal framework like National Heritage Act 2005, and we also have laws at the state level like Sarawak Cultural Heritage Ordinance. So what I'm trying to say, the government has come up with various framework to support the management of the cultural diversity in Malaysia. And recently in 2021, we launched a National Cultural Policy 2021. So this, we try, there are three principles to this part. The first one is that we believe that the national culture in Malaysia should be based on the native culture in the region. That's number one. Number two is that because, like I mentioned, and now culture is a living thing, other elements of culture can be incorporated, can be accepted as national culture as appropriate.
Okay.
As appropriate. And the third one is Islam is the main element in the formation of the national culture policy. So going by that, I mentioned just now Malaysia has more than 60% Malays, and Islam is the religion of the federation. Perhaps it's good for me to also mention that because Islam is part of is the religion of the country, there is a verse in Quran, say in I think Surah Al-Hujrah ayat 13, that says that, O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you people and tribes so that you may know one another. Indeed, the noble of you is in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. From this verse, it is clear that God created human beings of different races so that we can know each other through the spirit of friendship and cooperation. Again, the very reason why we have cultural diversity is to bring us together, not for us to be apart. So I hope I've answered your question.
I agree with you, Pak Shahril. Okay, so that's why, Pak Shahril, we are here today in this forum. We have Pak Daniel with his different culture. We have Pak Irawan with his different culture. And welcome Bapak Acting Region of Batubara, Bapak Nizamul. Selamat datang Bapak Nizamul, apa kabar? How are you, sir?
Fine.
Fine, okay. Mungkin saya akan menanyakan nanti beberapa hal terkait batu bara, Bapak Nizamul.
Ya.
Mungkin seperti apa promosi budaya yang dilakukan oleh pemerintah daerah batu bara untuk melestarikan kebudayaan lokal, dan juga mungkin nanti bisa dijawab juga pertanyaan saya, bagaimana membawa budaya lokal batu bara ke dunia internasional. Nanti mungkin Pak Robert Sibarani bisa memberi sisi edukasinya, Pak. Okay? Pak Nizamul bisa menjawab itu, bersedia menjawab itu sekarang atau butuh waktu, Pak? Bisa, oke. You can say that in Bahasa, Pak Nizamul. You can say that in Bahasa. My friend Steve will give us the translation or of it. Yeah, please, Pak.
Ya, terima kasih atas waktu yang diberikan.
Thank you for the time.
Mungkin barangkali pertanyaan yang bisa diberikan sama kami seperti apa pertama?
So what's the question?
Pertanyaan pertama, how the Batubara regional government, bagaimana pemerintah daerah Batubara itu mempromosikan budaya lokal, melestarikan budaya lokal. Dan pertanyaan susulannya, pertanyaan kemudiannya, bagaimana pemerintah daerah Batubara itu mempromosikan budaya lokal ke dunia internasional? Ada dua pertanyaan, Pak, yang perlu dijawab.
Baik.
Silakan, Pak.
Baik, terima kasih. Kami dari pemerintah daerah Kabupaten Batubara, Sumatera Utara, tentunya mengucapkan terima kasih pertama atas diundangnya kami di forum ini dalam hal untuk memperkenalkan wisata-wisata yang ada ataupun budaya yang ada di Kabupaten Batubara.
First, we from the Batubara government would like to thank you for the invitation so that we in here can share all things about the tourism and the cultures of Batubara Regency.
Pertama itu mengacu pada Undang-Undang Nomor 5 Tahun 2017, yaitu tentang objek pemajuan kebudayaan.
The first thing is about the law number 5 year 2017 about the cultural advancement object.
Kemudian ada peraturan daerah nomor 9 tahun 2014, yaitu tentang rencana induk pembangunan kepariwisataan daerah tahun 2014 sampai 2029.
And there's also the regional government regulation number 9 year 2014 about the master plan for tourism, regional tourism development for 2014 to 2029.
Oke. Pertama itu prioritas pembangunan daya tarik wisata budaya yang meliputi dan tidak terbatas pada kesenian tradisional rakyat berupa tarian daerah.
So the priority for the development of cultural tourism attraction, it includes but not limited to some traditional arts, for example the regional dance.
Oke, kemudian pementasan budaya daerah, peragaan busana khas daerah,
regional cultural performances, and also the regional clothing.
Kemudian tenun songket batubara yang sangat terkenal.
The famous tenun
already past lunch already. Oh my gosh. Okay. So
and because we are a very young country and not a lot of industry in Timor-Leste, so government support a lot of traditional group dancer to promote Timor-Leste, and the government already sent to some country like in Germany, in France, Portugal, especially Portugal, because we are the Portuguese speaking country community, and also in Indonesia, especially in Bali, because we are very close in Bali, and also some even like in Malaysia, when we Independent Day.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Okay.
That's some example.
Yes, thank you very much, Pak
Thank
Irawan.
you, welcome.
Big applause for Pak Irawan. Okay, Steve.
Yes.
Pak Irawan already mentioned about his clothes, ties. So what sort of clothes you have there?
So right now, I do believe nobody can, how do we call it, guess from which region is this batik. Can anyone guess from which region? Everybody is confused, I can say that. Okay, so I would like to talk to the moving camera. I'm going to approach this camera so everybody can see. So, if you can see, in here you see the fish. We have a fish, and then a very special, how do we call it, flowers in here. And then there is this one, a round thing. It is made from bamboo. It is for the people, the fishermen who take care, I'm not saying cage, but they are developing the fish, the shrimps, and everything like that. And all of this is talking about Jakarta.
Jakarta?
Jakarta.
I love Jakarta.
We are from Jakarta.
We are from Jakarta.
We are from Jakarta.
Okay.
By the way, talking about where we are from, this batik is from Chanik House, which is always bringing, or their batik is always about the SDGs and also some cultures from everything about Indonesia.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the story about your batik.
Yeah, and also something in this green bag.
What is that?
This green bag will be given to everybody who raise their hands and also ask their questions to our speakers later. So, anybody wants a piece of this secretive thing inside the green bag? Anyone wants this or not? Okay, we got several hands raised from the back. I'm going to the back. Can I talk
Yes.
to you? Okay.
Yes.
So, this gentleman
Feel free.
here, please stand up, and tell us your name and where you are from, and then the questions to the speakers.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Divo Pratama Pasaribu, and I'm
Okay.
education English student from State Islamic University of North Sumatra. So yeah, I'm going to ask my question to the third speaker is Dr. Robert Sibarani. I'm as a person who address to better culture. My question is, what kind of influence does foreign culture have on Batak culture? Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think, Pak Robert, it is clear, right? The question is very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to answer it directly?
Yes.
Okay, please.
A good question, I think. You may see a cap. This is the cap, as a matter of fact, with Italian style, but with the material from Batak. So the combinations between Europe, Italian style and Batak style is now in my hand. That's the example. And also my suit here, as a matter of fact. This is not the way Batak used long time ago. But if I came here just now with the style of my ancestor, I think Pak Daulat Pane will say that I'm crazy already. So I think this is the combination between modern style and traditional style. But as a matter of fact, we need to promote our own culture. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Robert Sibarani. Okay, I love that hat, Pak Sibarani. I love it. Okay, Steve, I believe that there will be more questions from the floor, but I will now get a break for that, and then we prepare for the song. I will call the song with this pantun. I have pantun for the song. Diplomatic Forum, nama acaranya.
Cakep.
Kurang kencang. Lagi. Diplomatic Forum, nama acaranya. Kami persembahkan di Hotel Grand Ina.
Cakep.
Memanglah rampak Melayu tiada duanya. Seperti dapat kita nikmati lewat lagu Udin Sedunia.
Yang bergoyang boleh bergoyang ya. Siap, please dance. Okay. Wa Udin mau kawin. Potong kerbau pendek, dipotong kerbau panjang. Wa Udin mau kawin. Potong kerbau pendek, dipotong kerbau panjang. Wa Udin panjang pendek, Wa Udin panjang pendek. Kita masuk teka-teki yuk. Udin yang pertama namanya Awaludin. Udin yang di kamar namanya Kamarudin. Udin yang di jalan hai namanya Jalaludin. Udin yang bisa terbang namanya Wa Aladin. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. Kita teka-teki lagi dalam sebuah lagu ini.
Yang tahu boleh jawab, kita sama-sama ya Bapak Ibu.
Dengar lagi deh.
Iya Bang.
Udin yang jualan nasi namanya Nasirudin. Udin yang jualan bubur namanya Burhanuddin. Udin yang jualan mas namanya Mas Warudin. Udin yang di apotik namanya, ada yang tahu? Namanya Wa Akonidin. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. Masih banyak Udin ini. Dengar lagi teka-teki ya. Kita cari Udin yang ada di sini pula ya. Dengar lagi. Udin yang punya HP namanya HP Udin. Udin yang rajin berdoa namanya Aminuddin. Udin yang paling alim namanya Alimuddin. Udin pengawas RRI, ayo.
Namanya Pak Rohanuddin.
Namanya Pak Rohanuddin. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. Asik. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. Udin yang terakhir.
Ya, ada lagi Bang.
Ya, satu Udin lagi kita bahas ya. Udin yang rajin sholat hai namanya Alimuddin. Udin yang jualan bubur namanya Burhanuddin. Udin yang lagi di jalan deh namanya Jalaluddin. Udin yang datang dari Padang, ada yang tahu? Ini sebuah kultur, sebuah budaya juga. Udin yang datang dari Padang namanya Dindin Badindin. Udin Wa Udin mau kawin. 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 Thank you, terima kasih.
Awak mau kawin Bang, tapi tak boleh.
You're still listening to Diplomatic Forum, presented by Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Steve, do you have some gifts? Do you still have some gifts for the floor?
A lot.
A lot,
of
okay.
them.
You have time. Feel free for that.
Right now?
Yes.
So, one person had requested us right before we finish dancing. So, would you please state your name, where you are from, and then the question to the speakers, please? Thank you very much. Sorry, okay, try again.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was good.
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
I have two questions. My name is Ricky.
Ricky,
yeah,
okay.
from the Genfi Sumut.
Genki Sumut, okay.
Yeah. One question for to the Mr. Shahril Nizam. I want to ask about museum. Museum, yes. How to museum in your country, in Malaysia? What is the program to make young people interest to come to the museum? Okay, and second one, next question for Mr. Professor Robert. Yes, how to maintain culture can continue to the younger generation, because nowadays, if we speak about culture, the mindset is the old people. Yeah. I want to ask about how to maintain if the younger is interested in the culture and in the future. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So there are two questions. The first question is to Pak Shahril. So how to make young people interested to visit museum? And Pak Robert, young people to interest to culture. Okay, Pak Shahril.
Thank you, Pak Rirki. Your question is very specific, because I'm not from the museum department, but having said that, because I'm a diplomat, I should be able to I'll try my best to answer your question. When we talk about how to attract young people, young generations to go into museum, the short answer is we have to make the museum interesting. So how do we make museum interesting? I believe in Malaysia, to the best of my recollection, a museum in Malaysia have been coming out with several programs, especially during the school holidays, to attract students to come to museum. And it's not just the museum that we have static exhibitions, but there are more interactive at the moment. I think we have to modernize the museum facilities as well. I've been to several countries, even in Malaysia as well. We have now, it's easier for people to understand, to appreciate the things that they see in museum. They use technology to help explain the artifacts that they have in the museum in different languages as well. And that's one. The first one is to make museum more interesting by making the content more accessible to the younger generation. The second one is perhaps to also use technology. I think this has also been doing, using TikTok, using social media to promote museum. And I must say that looking at my circle of friends, whenever during school holidays, there are those who choose to go to hotels, to go to touristic places, but there are growing numbers of parents who are more interested to give a more, perhaps a more interesting take on how their children should spend their holidays. They went to museum hopping. They go to museum, from one museum to another, to experience, to tell the children, this is our culture, this is our heritage. So I believe that is one of the, these are the two approaches that museum in Malaysia is doing, and I'm sure we will come up with more interesting program to attract younger generations to come to museum. But having just to add to that, it's not just the younger generation. I'm sure even the not so younger generation also need to go to museum, because I can assure you many of them have not been to museum as well. So to single out the younger generations, it's a bit unfair. I believe so.
Thank you, Pak Shahril. Yes, Pak Robert.
Yeah. Thank you, Ricky. Your question is, in my opinion, is significant not only for you, but also for your students sitting just at the back. I hope that after I just say give the answer, you do not only need the answer, but how to say to do it in your life. Because I think the sustainability of culture significantly depends on the younger generations. So I think there are two just say ways. First of all is through education and awareness. So you try, and the younger generations, as a matter of fact, try to educate themselves about their own culture. And then try to just say, to be aware that culture is not just say, or culture doesn't make them unhappy, but culture make them happy and successful, because as a matter of fact, the cultural value and social norm, and we just say called it like to say local wisdom of the culture, can make us just say happy, can make us also say prosperous, and can make also just say peaceful, something like that. And then the second one is activations in culture. So we do not only say that culture is very important in our mouth, in our just say mind, but also in our activities and everything. For example, if just say someone just say here, for example, uses just say batik, and maybe you are, for example, from Batubara, don't worry, you can just say put the traditional cloth from just say Batubara. It will be just better than you just say put on the just say cloth from Europe, for example. So be active in our own culture. It is, I think, the second way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Okay, Ricky, I hope your question is already answered, okay? Okay, together also here in this room, we have Jumri Sultani, head of the Medan Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy Department. And we also have Ibu Trisna Yanti from Tobatanun. But my question will go to Pa Sultani first. Yeah, this is still about young generation, Pa Sultani. So how can the younger generation, especially here in North Sumatra, support the cultural preservation? So there should be interest, like Pa Shahril said, Pa Robert said, interest for the young generation. So they will do preservation. Yes, please, Pa Sultani.
Yes. Thank you, Pa Pane. I think in North Sumatra, the youngers, they also doing the preservation for the culture in North Sumatra. We also, because we doing the festival and also the competition, and they are very eager to follow the competition. So this is one of the event that we doing in North Sumatra every year, even in maybe 2 or 3 times in a year. So how to maintain our culture? This is one of the event we doing. Thank you.
Okay, talking about event, Pa Sultani, I already mentioned with the acting region of Batubara that to promote the local culture. So as a head of Medan Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, what sort of event yeah, what short event you manage to, to make these young people to be interested to preserve this culture?
We have what we call the cultural festival.
Festival. Okay, festival. Yes. Is it dance?
Dance, especially for dance.
Especially for dance.
And sorry, also the music.
Music. Okay, dance.
Traditional music.
Traditional music.
Yes.
Yes. Talking about traditional culture, here we have Ibu Trisna Yanti. Steve, would you move to Ibu Trisna Yanti?
I'm on the way.
From Toba-Tenun.
Yeah, one of the person with the most beautiful clothes in here.
Yeah, from Toba-Tenun. Bu Trisna Yanti Pardede. Correct
yes, sir. Yes, it's a correct name.
I'm correct, right?
Yeah. You may call me Trisna.
Trisna Yanti Pardede. I have a friend here, Wulandari Pardede.
Wow.
This is something like word for me. Batak people use Trisna Yanti, Wulandari. Why not like me, Daulat, Pane, yeah, Robert, Sibarani. It's just a joke, okay? Yeah.
No, it's fine, and it's a really loving story of our parents.
Okay, maybe already mixed culture, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Batak and Javanese.
Jawa,
Yes, very good. Yes, talking about traditional. So, how did Toba-Tenun, Toba-Tenun applied this traditional culture to its product? So, this product is interesting for young generation, the millennial age. Please, Ibu Pardede.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pane. And at first, I would like to say thank you and Horas to all of us.
Horas.
Yeah. It's an honor to come here as a representative of Toba-Tenun. I would like to say best regards from our chief. It's Miss Kerry Panjaitan, and here her photo is here and a video. About the product that created by Toba-Tenun. Toba-Tenun is a socialpreneur business that engage with the community base of weavers in Lake Toba region. We work with 2 cities and 7 regions in Lake Toba. Nowadays, we partner with about 200 mitras, artisans, especially with the weavers. Weavers are, we know it with ulos, as Mr. Robert said before, tends to be so hard and challenging to engage with the youth generation. So we try to make them curious. As they're more curious, the more they will try to learn and know about this tradition. So in Toba-Tenun, we try to make this cloth from natural dye and also sustainable fashion, slow fashion concept that we only use organic material, and also we only use natural dyed color. It is hard to tell all the people about how hard the weavers use it, but we try to optimize the social media because generation nowadays tends to use it more than reading a book or watching a movie. It tends to, let's use TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, something like that. So as for now, we make some great campaign. We call it with hashtag Boru Dirayakan and Perempuan Dirayakan, means celebrating the woman, and also more specific, celebrating the daughter of Batak people. That's the campaign that we use now. We invite you to use this hashtag Boru Dirayakan and Perempuan Dirayakan. This is one of the way we try to engage with the youth and telling them the stories of this great cloth. Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Pane.
thank you, Ibu Trisyanti. But I have one question. very curious with the color. As you said that you are using natural dyeing color.
Yes.
So what is it?
Natural dyeing color means that we create, there's a production house now we have in Siantar, and we and also with the weavers in Toba, North Tapanuli, and also Samosir. We use like indigo, or in Batak we call it salaon for the blue, indigo color, the blue, shade blue. And also we use secang, and also, I don't know the English of jengkol. What is it, jengkol?
I don't even
Jengkol?
know that.
Jengkol is
Mr. Steve,
jengkol.
help me.
Let me look for it.
Yeah. So we use some local material as the color of our cloth. And it is indeed the color of our ancestor that they used before. So we learn about it. We work with specialist team about color and about benang. What is it?
Thread.
Thread, yeah. We only use the local material and also natural material to make the beautiful color like I use now. This is a beautiful color.
Can you raise up, please?
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It is an honor.
Okay.
So all the color here I use now, it is from natural color.
Okay.
It is more from the youth generation now. They will say like cewek bumi, right?
Oh,
yeah.
The Earthen Girl.
Yeah. This is the color that we can create now. So almost all the color from ulos, traditional ulos, we may use it now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bu Pardede.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Pane.
I love jengkol, but not for coloring clothes.
Thank you.
It's a menu on the table.
Oh yeah, Mr. Pane, may
Yes.
I edit something?
Yes.
For Mr. Malek, I would love to give you another speaker, and especially for you, the number 8 ulos that you may use now.
Oh.
After this event, of course.
For me?
No, for the speaker.
I will think about it. No, I mean because he mentioned about 7 ulos that he already get in this last 30 days. I would like to add one more.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
So it will add your collection, Pak Shahril, to how many now?
More than you.
More than?
More than you, Pak Pane.
I only have one since my childbirth. The only ulos I have. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, my producer already showed me something. That we are come to the end of this program. Short. Okay, Steve. Maybe one more question. May I have one more questions from the floor before we? Okay, Steve. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. How many?
We have 3.
Only one or more question only?
Just one more, okay?
One more question. Okay, Steve, you may choose one.
He raised the fastest one. He raised his hand the fastest.
Okay. Is it correct? VOI?
Yeah.
Check it.
VOI.
VOI. Should be VOI.
It's IOV. Oh
no,
my
no,
God.
no.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. So, moving
Should be
on to the next one.
Raise.
Okay. It's IOV, ma'am. You have to look at that.
We have VOI here.
VOI in the
Yes,
middle. Okay. Don't look worried. I'm coming to you, okay? So, please stand up. Here's the mic. State your name, your campus, and also your questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. My name is Banasalan Solomon Gaul. I'm come from English literature of University of HKBP Indonesia Medan, and I'm very curious about the culture from another country, since I never went to another country. But I want to ask about one thing: are there any famous myth that comes from tribe that affects the social life in another country? For example, in Batak we have a myth that it's actually not a myth, but other Batak person said that claimed that if we marry our cousin biological cousin or person that same family name with us, and then our descendants will never gain happiness. So in Batak, we can't marry our cousin or the person with same family name. Are there any famous myths that came from tribe in another country? Thank you.
So you fall in love with your
Can you
cousin?
catch the point, Pak Shahril, Pak Onim? Can you catch the point? So
Yeah.
in Batak, there's a myth actually. I think this is a myth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This not belief, but a kind of myth. So if we married, I mean, a Batak man married a girl with the same surname, family name, will what?
The descendants will never gain happiness for the rest
there
of
will
their
not
life.
any baby. Okay. So is there any kind of myths in Malaysia and maybe in Netherlands later? Yes.
It's a very interesting question,
your cousin.
and the example you give is also very interesting. I'm not sure whether it's a myth or not, but you know, when we look at the origin of a certain culture, of a certain myth, there must be a reason why myth, why that myth somehow exists in a certain community. When you mentioned about marrying someone from another name, I can think on the top of my mind now, perhaps is that they want you to expand your circle, meet other people, rather than just getting to know those around you. I think this is also the culture that is being observed by, in Malaysia we call it adat pepatih. I'm not sure about here. It's Minang as well, is it? Adat pepatih. You can't marry someone from your own tribe. You have to marry someone from another village, so to speak. So you can't marry someone from, let's say, your neighbor, someone that lives just next door. And then the very reason is for us to travel, for us to experience diversity of culture in the world. So I believe, I may be wrong, but I believe that the objective for you not to marry someone with the same surname is perhaps you can marry someone by the name like different names, not a Malaysian names, maybe Aikiko perhaps from Japan. Why must you stick from someone from the same surname? There's no restriction. It is perhaps a call for you to explore other culture. I like to think of it that way.
Okay, thank you, Pak Shahril. Onim?
Yeah, in Netherlands, of course, it is different like we in Indonesia. Because Netherlands, I think if you say tribes, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they only have the same surname. But if you say tribes, I don't think so. So in Netherlands, for marriage, it's very free. You know that the Netherlands, regarding the culture for marriage, is really very, very free. They are a very free country, free thinker, but they are always honored each other decision. So in Holland, I think it will be never happen, say, the same surname that they can marry. They even married, like I think you can find the the Dutch is married Batak people in Samosir. You can find
many.
some. Yeah. In North Sumatra, we have a lot of Dutch guy who married locals. So they are very open for that. Then I really never heard about that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Oni. Thank you, Pak Shahril. Thank you, Pak Robert. But actually, I wanna do this until just 3 minutes before iftar. But I think we still need time for the preparation for iftar. So that's why we will close this forum with closing statement starting from Pak Shahril first.
Thank you, Pak. I'll try to be very brief. We mentioned that cultural is a tool of diplomacy, but there is a tool for diplomacy for one nation state. What if we have a shared cultural diplomacy? Shared cultural diplomacy. The best example I can give is, I think you remember a couple of years back where Malaysians, Indonesians, Bruneians, Singaporeans, I think even the Thais, many countries in Southeast Asia suddenly become united to protect one thing. Anybody can name me what is it?
Forget.
We were up in arms to protect the sanctity of our rendang.
Rendang. Yes.
When another foreigner tried to tell us that rendang should be crispy, what happened at that time? We were up in arms. Rendang must not be crispy. Rendang is cooked the way it should cook. So we were up in arms trying to defend. That is what I mean by shared cultural diversity. We know that this is our culture, and really just to tie back to our topic today, really cultural diversity, cultural aspect can really bind nations together. Just look at the rendang gate that we had a couple of years back.
Rendang binds many nations in ASEAN. Okay, Pak Oni.
Yeah, I think this is very, very interesting. If you say nasi goreng, so in Holland, nobody knows. Nobody cannot say they don't know. Everybody know nasi goreng. Yeah, sambal. They know about that. Satay. Even in Holland, people are influenced by our Indonesian culture a lot, especially in the food. Yeah, food is one of the things that can bind peoples together, because if you have tasty food, yeah, like Pak Zomi always says, North Sumatra hanya ada dua makanan yang enak dan paling enak. So that's why I agree that food is one of the things that can be bind us together. I think that's one.
Okay. Give applause. Yeah, as already mentioned by Pak Shahril, Pak Oni, that food culture binds nation with nasi goreng, rendang, satay. Yes, satay. Who doesn't know satay? You go to America, you know, everybody knows about satay. Gado-gado already. Yeah. Yes, gado-gado. Yes, Pak Robert.
Yes, I do not talk about gado-gado, satay, nasi goreng as a part of this food culture anymore.
Yes.
But what we are just talking about culture now is because of we are talking about this cultural diplomacy. So I think cultural diplomacy plays a vital role in binding nations together. Of course, by what? By promoting understanding, respect, dialogue, and cooperation across borders. By leveraging the power of culture, we are just sure that it contributes to building a more peaceful, prosperous, and interconnected world. Thank you.
Wow, big applause for my distinguished speakers here. Actually, I want to continue this, but maybe not this time. Next time, Pak Shahril, Pak Oni, dan Pak Robert. Okay, we will meet again. Okay. Yes, another pantun. Berpuasa di bulan Ramadan.
Cakep.
Mencari pahala, lapar ditahan.
Cakep.
Jikalah ingin mendapatkan keberkahan, marilah kita tinggikan keagungan Tuhan.
Dunia hanya betapa maha besarnya kuasa seluruh alam semesta. Siapa selalu berbakti mengabdi pada ilahi kan sentosa selamanya di dunia dan akhir masa. Dialah pengasih dan penyayang kepada semua insan. Janganlah ragu atau bimbang pada keagungan Tuhan, betapa maha besarnya kuasa seluruh alam semesta. Siapa selalu mengabdi berbakti pada ilahi dan sentosa selamanya di dunia dan akhir masa.
You've just listened to Diplomatic Forum, presented by Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
Another big round of applause to everyone in the Diplomatic Forum. Thank you very much for Pak Pane and all the speakers for such an interesting dialogue. But according to my script, I would like to invite you all to return to your round table, please. Yeah, because as I told you, we are not only talking about culture, we are showcasing it in form of clothing. We have also songs, and this one will be in the form of literature, but verbally. I have a very special monologue that will be presented by B. DJ.
Menanti ayah bertolak pulang, bersiap yatim disanding hujan. Sayup-sayup, sayup-sayup riuh ranta di tengah kota. Oh, kota marah memara, langit memerah darah. Tengah malam itu, bahkan ketika retak perisai kian nganga, engkau masih menyandang tombak, menyanding bidak, tiada hendak bertolak. Lapis paling hadap ke arah gejolak. Sekalipun diserang berulang sampai jadi keping mengabu, entahlah apakah kemudian akan hilang. Kabar subuh beraroma pandan, tercinta, sujud yang tak sudah-sudah. Ajarkan aku menggelar dada paling lapang, mata paling elang, takbir paling lantang. Saat tabuh perang genderang menabur perang, nyeri dan serang. Sedang di tanganmu tiada lagi pedang, di kirimu puntung pola lengan. Di ujung pedang, dadamu meliang. Doa-doaku gamang, mataku genang. Pada subuh yang sungsang, banyak pejuang hilang. Anak-anak kita terus kupandang. Pada mereka, kubisikkan zikir yang panjang. Kiranya mekar seroja mengantar jejakmu pulang, sayang. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wala ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wala ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wala ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar.
A very stunning appearance by BDJ. Another applause for BDJ. I'm a bit speechless after that, by the way. So now, let's move on with the next one. I would like to invite our honorable speaker of today, the Consul General of Malaysia in Medan, His Excellency Shahril Nizam Abdul Malek. Honorary Consul of Netherlands in Medan, Oni Hindra Kusuma. Chair of Research Institute of North Sumatera University, Dr. Robert Sibarani. Okay. And now, I would like to invite member of RRI Supervisory Board, Amrohanuddin, accompanied by the head of Voice of Indonesia, Soleman Yusuf, to hand over the souvenirs. If anyone have a camera, please come and also take this very beautiful moment. The first one is given to the Honorary Consul of the Netherlands in Medan, Oni Hindra Kusuma. And the second one, the Consul General of Malaysia in Medan, His Excellency Shahril Nizam Abdul Malek. And the third plaque and pin is given to the Chair of Research Institute of North Sumatera University, Dr. Robert Sibarani. And now, I would like to invite to join us in front of the stage, Honorary Consul of Timor-Leste in Medan, Mr. Irawan Maulekwi. Honorary Consul of Germany in Medan, Mr. Daniel Adiaksa Darmadi. And also, the project manager of Tobatenun, Trisnayanti Pardede, with her special gift to the speaker. And also, I'd like to invite the acting regent of Batubara, Mr. Nizam. And also the head of tourism and culture of North Sumatra, Zumri Sultani. And now, as stated in the dialogue, there is a special cloth from Tobatenun that will be given to our speakers, handed over by the project manager of Tobatenun, Trisnayanti Pardede. Not to you, only speakers only, and also for. The first one has been given to the member of Supervisory Board of RRI, Rohanuddin. And the next one is for Mr. Robert Sibarani, Chair of Research Institute of University of North Sumatra. The next one is to the Consul General of Malaysia in Medan, His Excellency Shahril Nizam Abdul Malek. And the last one is the Honorary Consul of Netherlands in Medan, Mr. Hindra Kusuma. Okay, let's take a very beautiful picture of all guests in the front with the beautiful ulas. Okay, let's take the picture, please. Okay. Alrighty then. Thank you very much for everybody coming here. Everybody. What? Yes. What? Excuse me. Okay. Okay. In there. Only 4 of us. Okay, next to party. Thank you. Okay. It appears that the MC is finally getting into the picture. Thank you very much.